Back in the mid-90s, I realized I hated the word consumer. I realized the word was ubiquitous. Everybody was using it. It's a term of art in the business, right? And I realized it made me really uncomfortable. And then I became mindful of it. So I started paying attention to the metaphor and its framing and its effects on language and our perceptions. I started to get a little smarter about the business models behind consumer mass marketing, how radio works, how TV works, how newspapers work. All of those sort of different markets are different, one from the other. And then it dawned on me that we have consumerized every segment of society. And I had this big insight because, weirdly, I had been very curious about a whole bunch of different disciplines, and I'm a pretty broad reader, and I had a bunch of heroes, people that I've realized I admire over time, many of whom were ostracized by their different fields, because what they were saying was too hard to hear by the mainstream. And when I suddenly realized what they were all saying together is that they were saying that the fields were not trusting individuals. And what I'm seeing happening today is a whole bunch of new ventures like Wikipedia that say, hey, come on in and edit this page. It's an opening gesture of trust that says, you know, you're pretty trustworthy, and on average, good actors outweigh bad actors. Which made me realize that through institution after institution in our society, we've designed institutions to prevent bad actors from doing bad things at the expense of the good actors. So part of what we're doing is we're examining what does this all mean for how current institutions are designed and how they operate and where they're headed, and how we might do things differently. And not to reinvent anything, but when you start looking at the world that way, you suddenly notice, oh my God, there are people already experimenting with this new way of being in the world. And that makes you realize they might win.